How far can Quincy go in a chimps game? I like to do a video like this at least once a week to see how far a particular tower can go with predominantly just themselves as the main means of popping potential. There's obviously going to be times where we need to invest in another tower so that we can actually start in a chimps game, but for the majority amount of the run, we are looking to get all the pops with just one tower, with the exception of some which is going to be like, well, only 99.99% of it. On a map long like this and the shape of it, one of our biggest opponents is going to be Regrow balloons, because they're going to make their way over here, and if they're still surviving, then they'll just go back to their original state. So we can fix that by putting down some grow blocker villages with a bigger radius so that we can hopefully prevent them from being able to regrow. But because there's a lot of water on this map, it's not always going to be the case, let's say, with over here. So we need to think about where we need to put down some monkey villages, but we can't spend too much because we need a lot of the money in order to actually get ourselves set up to help Quincy out. We're thinking Ultra Boost, we're thinking Perma-brew, we're thinking Homeland Defense, we're thinking non-lethal glue gunners in order to help us out here. We could go Absolute Zero as well, but that does a lot of damage. And we also need a support Chinook as well in order to be able to move the Perma-brew about so that we can apply it to Quincy and then go out of there as soon as we're done. Yes, regrow balloons. So if you don't pop them quickly enough, then they'll just go back to being a yellow balloon. Luckily, they won't they won't increase in population since they're just yellow balloons on this round. But as we go through the later rounds, and they get to like black balloons and white balloons and zebras and rainbows and ceramics, yeah, that's going to be an issue. Also, this one keeps being an issue because we do just enough damage for it to try and regrow back. Look at that. Quick shots, please. More yellow balloons, which are our favorite balloons in the entire game, along with some purples as well, but they're not the issue here. If we were doing a hero like a Zeely, then they will be more of an issue. Oh, especially Gwen, actually, because Gwen has no means of being able to pop purple balloons until she reaches level 16. Now, we do need to upgrade Quincy to level 7 on round 28 so that we have some means of being able to pop lead balloons. Alternatively, we could just invest in a alchemist, but then again, I feel like that would just be taking away too many pops. Yeah, we're going to go with spending 2,874 in order to get that lead popping potential down. Thank you, game. And now we have every means of being able to pop every balloon until round 90, where DDTs will be our next issue. But we'll have an MIB by then, so no worries. We have half a map Regrow blocked off, but there's still the other half of the map, which I'd rather have without water, but I'm going to take what I have. Now, this little bit of track off to the side here, the one that goes out of the map, well, if a balloon is there, then it means it's on its last legs and is about to exit the map, which we don't want. We don't want balloons to be on this part of the track, but then again, that is part of the challenge, and how far can Quincy go? We now have it so it's just this part of the track where regrows can regrow their lost layers, but I'm hoping that that is enough in order to stop the majority of regrows from happening, because they're going to be our main issue here. Especially if we don't invest in like Storm of Arrows so that we can potentially create a massive amount of pierce in which the regrows just simply cannot get past. Each arrow does do triple damage to Moab class balloons, which is very nice. A glue gunner might be nice to slow down balloons, but there's a couple of reasons as to why I'm not going to do that. And actually, I'm looking at this at the moment, and I don't think I can actually recover from this because I'm barely getting any money, but the amount of balloons which are coming out is increasing. Yeah, that's not good for our success because this little bit down here is actually doing that. Yeah, this is not good. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm hoping to be able to get some cleansing foam down before the regrows appear on this round, and then deploy the foam so that then I can hopefully try and stop the regrow property by, by foaming the track, and then from there, hopefully, I'll be able to remove the regrow property off of these balloons. But I'm kind of scared later on because of the range bug in the game, where sometimes where if Moabs are too close to one another, increases their hit detection box. But I think that is actually the last of the wonderful regrows on this round. So we can actually focus on the track ahead of us. Okay, 0 pops. It was only there to stop the regrows from happening. Now the Moab. It's going to be very interesting here. So we've used our faster fire rate ability here. A rapid fire. And that's just with ceramics. And there we go. That is the round. Now, it could actually get to a point where we're not doing enough damage to be able to physically pop all of the balloons by the time we get to the last leg of the map, sorry. Last leg of a leg. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. Come on, stop the regrows from happening. Okay, put you over here possibly to stop the regrows, because there's, you know, quite a few number of them now. There's still a few more left to de-regrowify. Yes, that is a phrase that I've just come up with. Maybe I've used it in previous videos, but we're going to stick with it. It's the process of removing the regrow property of a regrow balloon. I do want MIB at some point so that we can damage DDTs. I don't want it just yet because we have other towers to get down onto the track, such as an overclock and probably perhaps an ultra boost, but we'll see how our money situation goes, because I want ultra boost as soon as possible to get those attack speed stacks on Quincy as soon as possible. This is where having an alchemist will be really helpful, because we have some ceramic issues in the fortified property as well, so they're going to take a long time to try and to be able to pop. And without anything to really buff Quincy, he is quite weak early game, but late game he just gains some steroid-like muscles with his attacks. Late game he turns into young Arnold Schwarzenegger. More regrows, but just because they're pinks, it means that we don't have to worry about actually, we got purples as well. Yeah, they're gonna are they gonna cause more population? Yeah, I think they're causing more population, because I think it's like 2 pinks and a purple. So we need to put down the foam to remove all of the regrows off the field, but it doesn't look like we're doing much, unless it's just because there's a huge amount of balloons on this round anyways. No leads to worry about. It still doesn't look like they're decreasing despite us doing damage. Overclock. Now we do have to worry about this particular round because of the regrow rainbow, so perhaps oversize, mainly for the pin effect with the foam here to increase its effectiveness, but I don't know. Let's see how we go with this round and see if we do have, yeah, we're gonna have some regrows up here, but I just want the foam to affect the regrows, not just every single balloon that there is on the screen. It looks like we're gonna have to try and think of something else because of the sheer fact that there's so many regrows which are now appearing. Why isn't the let's just get the pin effect, honestly. Let's just try and slow them down so that there's more chance of them being de-regrowified. Actually, let's just put you down so that it increases the amount of foam that you spawn out. But again, there's just so many balloons over here. Okay, I think that is it for the round. There are no more regrows to speak of, although that did take an embarrassingly long amount of time just because of a particular property in which some balloons can spawn with. Storm of Arrows is very important though. Put Quincy on closed and Storm of Arrows will be over here if there are balloons there, because it will target the closest balloon. Because the good thing about Storm of Arrows is that it is dependent on your targeting priority at the time, rather than, let's say, with Striker Jones's concussive shells always targeting the strongest most balloon on the screen. Unless it's a bad, then it doesn't actually target it. Oh, speaking of Striker Jones, let me know if you want to see me try and do him next when it comes to this kind of challenge of how far a hero or a tower can get in a CHIMPS game on a map like this. Almost forgot to mention about why we're not getting glue early on. Is that if they're really slowed down on this part when there's regrow balloons, then they're just going to take much longer to get over here, and they'll just regrow all of their layers back rather than being partially damaged. It's actually rapid shot, not rapid fire or quick shot. I honestly don't think we can get ultra boost by before round 90 and then get MIB after that for round 90. So just to play it safe, we're going to get MIB now and then get ultra boost afterwards. We could settle for glue strike, but then if we have the glues active here, we've already gone over that kind of a strategy there. We don't want regrows here that are slow down. Hey, look at that. It's more regrow issues here, so let's just put down the foam back onto the track. Oh, we didn't even need it. Oh, Jesus Christ, why am I an idiot? VFB inbound. Let's use our rapid shot ability to quicken our fire rate, which is a little bit of time. I honestly think Quincy needs buffing when it comes to his ability recharge time and the amount of time in which his ability, well, mainly his rapid shot ability is active. Storm of Arrows is pretty good as it is when it comes to the amount of potential that it has with the cooldown rate, but I honestly feel that like the rapid shot, it lasts for far, doesn't last that long at all, and it really does feel like it doesn't have that much potential with it. Like, it's only good for a very, very specific scenario to prevent balloons from leaking. I think we're starting to do enough damage now against regrows that they're not going to have a huge overpopulation issue. But at the same time, we still have round 79 as an issue with all the regrow rainbows on that round. So there goes down the last fortified Moab of the round here. Round 63, gonna be rapid shot, storm of arrows, rapid shot. That's the first rapid shot there. And when it comes to the second wave of ceramics, get through all of them with storm of arrows. And then the last one we should be able to deal with rapid shot when we get the ability back. Yeah, so this is what I mean by this ability just not coming back at all in a timely manner. It just feels like it's far too long. A lot of balloons here, so let's just whittle down their numbers using the storm of arrows. More regrow issues as we hit round 67. I hope you're able to clear all of this. Majority. No, all of the regrows. Lovely. Yeah, I'm always afraid of regrows on a map like this because they're just going to go stupidly out of control if we don't pop them. Off-White Quincy level 13 is just really insignificant. A small range increase. It's like you could just get that small range increase by equipping an alchemist onto Quincy itself. And I'm like, yeah, one of these just does not seem better like the other does. However, quadruple damage to Moab class balloons, now that is useful. Now there might be enough regrows on this round in particular to be a big problem, but with the help of our storm of arrows, hopefully we'll be able to get through this scenario, and that clears a large majority of them actually. Brilliant. So when you have a regrow issue, as long as it's like the M25 in Britain where that motorway is essentially one circle, you might be able to deal with all of the regrows. The M25 is also called the London Orbital if you just need to Google it up and just see the layout of the road itself. It literally is just one big circle. More regrows on this round, just hoping they're going to stop spawning at some point so I can effectively use the storm of arrows. And I think that might be... Oh, that was the wrong end of a track to use it on, but we have dealt with all of the regrows at this point, so that's okay. I should put Quincy on close and then use it to centralize the storm of arrows. We are now at round, and let's just use it now, and that is it. Okay, I was a bit worried about those last few regrows there, but we have the round under control. Getting call to arms is the safer option rather than pursuing Ultra Boost, but the thing I see with this is that Ultra Boost is riskier early game, but better for late game, whereas going to Homeland Defense is safer earlier game, but riskier late game because it is an ability rather than something that has both a passive benefit and a temporary benefit. I did use Storm of Arrows quite recently, so I'm hoping that doesn't come to bite me in the back. Okay, so round 78, although they're not regrow ceramics this time around, but there's still a large amount. Why did I use it on that? I don't know. Do not ask me why, I just did it, okay? I feel like having more foam on the field. Next test, round 79. What can we do on this round? It's going to take a long time for all of the regrows to appear on the track, so I'm thinking of trying to use Storm of Arrows when the first fortified BFB comes out, but just look at what we've got going on here so far. So many regrows to deal with, and look at the lag. I feel like corrupting and crashing my computer, for goodness sakes. But there's still so many of them. Yeah, this is going to be a restart. If we can reduce the number of regrows that appear on the field, that would be brilliant. Put the foam on you, so we increase the amount of foams that you produce, possibly? But again, just look at the number of balloons that there are on the field. I'm not too sure if that's going to be viable or not. Like, I'm looking at the calculations and they're not in my favor. There's still so many balloons. Oh, regrows. Regrows, why are you so annoying? Hold up, hold up. The population is starting to decline. Oh gosh, I'm so glad of that. Now we can point that thing away for the rest of the game. I hope anyways. We'll have enough firepower. More increased attack speed is something that will never be a disappointment. I feel like attack speed is far more important than more range. But then again, that could depend on the number of... Sorry, the amount of range that you're given. No point using Storm of Arrows against ZMG. It's pretty much useless. It's only very good against hordes. So our rapid shot is definitely the way to go when it comes to the bigger targets. Now the spawn of super ceramics. Essentially the same kind of ceramics, but on steroids. Do have the addition of super fortified ceramics on round 82. In some cases I feel like we're going to tear down the Moabs first before we tear down the ceramics. Lovely jubbly, just like that. And we do have some regrow issues on this round, I'm not gonna lie. And Storm of Arrows is a completely wrong side of the map, and it feels like we're getting nowhere with this. Luckily we managed to get through that round. A few regrow fortified, sorry, a few regrow super ceramics on that round, which can be a bit of a bug in its own ways. Not bug, but like a bugger to deal with. Here we go. Now we can use the Ultra Boost. Arrows last 25% longer. Fires exploding arrows every second shot. So lasting for 25% longer just means that it can travel 25% more distance than it would normally do otherwise before its projectiles run out. On the later rounds, this is going to be an issue. Takes several laps before Quincy can destroy a super fortified ceramic. Next up, I'm thinking about a small amount of speed control. So, gonna get glue hose, but we're gonna get glue strike, and then after that, we'll get call to arms. Glue strike is there so that we can do some extra damage upon the ability's usage. Round 90. If it wasn't for MIB, then Quincy would be useless against these deities. Even though, in a way, Glue Strike does make it so that all kind of targets are susceptible to any kind of damage involved, even if it's one that would otherwise be immune to that particular kind of balloon. But I'd rather rely on MIB for a permanent means of being able to enable Quincy to pop black balloons with explosives and lead balloons with his arrows that don't explode. Level 19 shoots 3 arrows at a time, and each arrow gets even more popping power. By the way, even more popping power means more pierce, not more damage. Rather confusing, I know, but that's just how it is. More DDTs incoming, and we just absolutely obliterated them. Yeah, Quincy level 19 and 20 is no joke. He is an absolute powerhouse when he gets to his last few levels, but beforehand, he's a bit of a pea shooter, not going to lie. Upon the end of round 94, Quincy's skills will be complete. Soon enough, he will be level 20. Attacks even faster, and Storm of Arrows deals more damage per arrow and fires even more arrows. More damage per arrow and more of them. Isn't that just fantastic? Okay, let's just use the faster means of firing. And if I got a call to arms, we can now get that for our ability to pop even more balloons. Plus 50% attack speed and pierce for a short amount of time. Not gonna say no to that. One lonely little red balloon. Goodbye. We now no longer need to use Ultra Boost on our non-lethal glue strike here for the rest of the video. Now it's just all about Quincy. Oh, we might also get a relentless glue gunner as well to slow down the Moabs. You want to see something even cooler? Well, first we're going to get glue strike, but we're going to have call to arms and rapid shot simultaneously, and just keep applying that Ultra Boost. Oh, CMGs have just been melted down. Like, this is a cheat code, I swear. Not really though, since it's Quincy. Here we go. Fortified DDTs on the pitch. Wait, did I said fortified, not fortified. Oh dear. A and O, they look very similar. It is definitely the ultimate prize. You are quite correct. Now let's just use absolutely everything at our disposal to take it down. Can it take it down before it gets to the first? Oh, it did actually. It took down the bad. Not the insides, but it did take down the bad before it got to the end there. That just shows how powerful Quincy can be. You just gotta give him the right support. Just like with anything in life, it takes external support to get you over the finish line. You can't just do it on your own. And hey, guess what? That is an all-pop scenario with Quincy. But no, we need to go even further. Even further beyond. Another lonely red balloon. Die. Homeland defense is now in full operation. So many DDTs. I'm not worried one bit. Once we have the abilities pouring out, those DDTs don't stand a chance. If you're wondering if I'm going to do my Union Jack's village spam across the entire map, I don't have the money for that for this scenario, so you are spared from that pain. We have the game slow down, by the way, and we're doing thousands of damage every second. That just shows how powerful Quincy can be. Don't underestimate this hero just because he has quite a weak start. His finish, very strong. You might be wondering to yourself, why have I put a support Chinook on the water that is supported by an Arctic wind ice monkey? You're going to find that out later on once we are done transporting the towers around the battlefield. Round 119, the same as round 100, but 3 times the mess. Let's see, are we going to get bugged out when it comes to damage here? That's going to be a no, but there could be some later on. I don't trust this game and its range mechanics malarkiness. There we go. That's the second bad gone, actually, which I'm really surprised by. And actually, the one I would rather have gone, to be fair. You see this? This was unavoidable damage. Well, actually, technically it could be avoidable if it was far away, but this is unavoidable damage because of the fact that this was range bugged. It was somehow able to attack a bad at some point in time. I don't know how. Right, here's a little bit more unavoidable damage. Hopefully I can move this in time. They're getting a bit too close for my... Yeah, it's going to start popping. Yeah, 24 pops. And then the rest over here as well. 28 pops. Another set of unavoidable pops right there. Next stage of the plan is to get the Perma-brew alchemist down. Move the Perma-brew over near the Wolfpack Quincy, obviously, and then the glue gunner and the glue gunner over here. Then place you all the way up here. And then we're going to self-delete the support Chinook by trying to move the Arctic wind. 10 million pops by Quincy by round 122. Isn't that just splendid? Like, one of the 4 starting heroes doing this well in a CHIMPS game. Look at all of these DDTs on the field, prepared to be annihilated. Just like that. 2k away from Perma-brew and so many ZOMGs to deal with. We now have the means of Perma-brew. And now with that, we can move you to a spot where you can buff everything. Hoping for some minimal damage carnage, but 8 damage. There's going to be a little bit more here. Yeah, this is going to be unavoidable. Unavoidable for this little bit of time here, so just bear with me, okay? You are Perma-brew, but we need the support Chinook ability back so that, well, we can move you all again. move the permanent brew away and put you in the far corner. And obviously the Chinook is going to steal some more pops, especially under the acidic mixture dip part. How dare you! Now Quincy does even more damage against Moab class balloons and ceramics. And also just more speed, more range, more pierce. No, not more pierce actually, that's one thing that alchemists don't provide, is pierce. It does provide a means to pop leads if you can't do so already, but we kind of forgo that issue. Right. See this number here? Just remember it. Put it down in the comment sections if I've forgotten, okay? So, we're now going to attempt to move the Arctic Wind Ice Monkey here, and it... What? You were supposed to just be deleted from the get-go. Did I not move you far enough? You know what? Never mind, we'll keep it. If you just leave it as it is, it will not hurt a single monkey on the screen, a single balloon on the screen, okay? Next up, we're going to have some balloon sabos on the field, so that hopefully when we can get 4 balloon sabos, the ability is always active at any given point in time. Well, we made it to 20 million pops at the end of 135, so just think about it. If you give a tower the right means of support, it can do so much more than it can do, or it could do if it was just on its own. With a huge amount of ZMGs around 137, so many towers are going to have their pierce cap exceeded. Especially when they like go down to Moab ceramics. You get what I mean? Just a sheer amount of numbers to try and compensate with, honestly. Rounds 138. DDTs are running amok. No way we're gonna enable you all to survive. Just like that, we deleted your existence. Just like that, round 138 made easy. Balloon Sabo here. Gonna have another Balloon Sabo there. And then 2 more alongside it to have a complete set. And then honestly, I think we're nearly done with our setup going here, sorry. We're obviously in CHIMPS, so we are working with whatever money we can get. There's no alternate farm means. Ninja Kiwi removed the support temple sacrifices of gaining more money in update 39, so we can no longer utilize that aspect. Now 140. This menace right here, the fortified bad, is an absolute bane in one's existence to try and deal with, especially if you're going for a all pops challenge for 140. Getting every single pop with a single tower between round 6 and 140. Only a few towers are capable of doing it, and I doubt Quincy's one of them. Well, at the very least on a official map. Okay, fortified bad is gone. We should really use the balloon sabos now to slow down the DTs so that we can handle with the fortified COMGs. Don't need to worry about this last bad at the moment. We just need to deal with these fortified behemoths. Since the fact that we dealt with the fortified bad quite easily. It only took a few loops around it before it was popped. And because of that, we know that the normal bad is not going to be an issue, despite that it will actually get further. My gosh, these fortified ZOGs are no joke. Look at this, 23 mega pops has been achieved. But this is still not yet the end of the challenge, because how far can we get with Quincy? There goes the bad on this round. There's going to be a chance of getting a bad on every round now until round 200. And then after that, we'll be guaranteed a fortified bad after every round. We've got 3 bads on this round. We're really unlucky. 4 bads. No, we're really unlucky on this particular scenario. There goes 2. 2 very quickly there. Now it's just the other 2 bads, and then we can apply our other abilities onto them because of the fact that the bad is essentially immune to everything aside from debuffs when it comes to the amount of damage that they can receive from, well, damage. From towers, I mean. Like the glue strike, for example. Not a single bad on round 145, so that goes to show that between rounds 141 and 200, it's not guaranteed that you'll get a bad on that round. So, on the previous round we had 4 bads, but on this round we had 0. very either lucky or unlucky depending on your perspective. 4 balloon sabos in operation now, which means that at all times we can have an ability down onto the track. Hoping. That's what I'm hoping anyways, to always have it down at any given point in time. The last things we could possibly get is the glue storm, and then if we could actually do it, an Energizer, and that's it for support. That's all we can do for our support without doing damage. Like, we have the bits of damage that we unfortunately had from the alchemist, the engineer, and then the Chinook, which is no longer with us now, but sometimes it is unavoidable damage, but it's not 100% pots of the challenge, but it's just 99.9999. If I said at the beginning of the video, okay? The Energizer is solely in place for the 20% ability cooldown everywhere, racking up the damage. Sometimes Quincy attacks so fast that he can't see his arms going back and forth when he's pulling the bows. Well, yeah, putting the arrows back and forth so that he can fire them. Like, it just goes so quickly, the animation doesn't exist. 3 bads on round 158. Remember that your 158 will most likely be different from my 158, because each round past round 141, aside from a few select rounds like 163 and round 200, and I believe round 263 as well, every single round going from this point onwards will be different. Randomly generated from a pool of different balloons that can spawn out, ranging from Moabs to bads. And then after round 200, it'll be from Moabs to fortified bads. Ooh, we are so close to the Energizer now, honestly. I thought I had it, but then it's like, no, I don't have it. I still don't have it. I now have it. I don't have it. Okay, so ability should come back a bit more quickly now. It's primarily for homeland defense and rapid shot. With the Energizer support, the only thing I can think of now buying is another overclock or 2, and then that's it. That's all my financial spending's done. And you know what that means? Round 163 is very unique because of that it's just this lot of balloons, and because of all the effects going on, I can only imagine how bloody stricken down my CPU is. All this glue and all the random effects which are going on. $92 million pops on round 166. Still going strong with Quincy. Also, as a matter of fact, we only need 1 overclock in order to maintain its effect on Quincy here, for some odd reason. Oh no, he's doing it again, despite when he said he wasn't going to. I didn't think I would last this long, to be honest. Didn't think I would give us much money in a CHIMPS game, which made all of this possible. Just missed Quincy getting over 100 million pops in CHIMPS. Has this ever been done before? I highly doubt, but I'm the first one. I wish I had some bots with me, like powers. That I don't have to keep spamming 6 to activate the balloon sabo ability, and also the overclock ability as well, since for some odd reason overclock exceeds 100% time on Quincy here. I think it might have something to do with Energizer, but surely overclock does not work for that long, or maybe it only works for that long when paired with a ultra boost, but I'm not too sure. I think I may downgrade from doing this once a week to once a fortnight because of this balloon sabo spam clicking. Each round has taken like 10 minutes now to complete, and it's going to get even longer as time goes on. I love these kind of challenges where your only obstacle is your patience. Don't worry, I don't think Quincy's got enough buffs going on here, even though the additional money does not mean anything because it doesn't activate on CHIMPS. I just fancy getting it because we have the money to waste. Whoa, not a single bad on round 177. A nice break from those pink behemoths. 150 million pops with Quincy on CHIMPS. This isn't a dream. I'm still here. I wouldn't have thought we got up to 100 million pops, but Quincy's doing so well here that he's about to get a fifth of the way to 1 billion pops. I doubt we'll get... There we go. There is 200 million pops with Quincy on Chimps. I have found something else to put some money towards meaningfully. A call to arms whenever Homeland Defense is not operational. Holy moly, I struck gold with round 188. Not a single bad on this round. Here it is. 300 million pops with Quincy on Chimps. Bloody hell. Like, we've got 6 rounds until round 200, which is when a bad will come out, but it has twice the HP. And not only that, there are 2 fortified bads on that round. So I'm thinking that if we don't lose, like, from now until, like, then, I think round 200 is definitely going to be the one that will kill us. Get another gold mine on this round. No bads whatsoever. A third of the way towards the big 10-digit marker. I do not see us getting there, for goodness sakes. I didn't see us actually getting this far, to be honest. I didn't expect Quincy to like get 100 million, but it's just like, this track is just so damn long. Holy moly, another round without a bad. It just makes the round just a little bit quicker by not having a bad on it. But after round 200, if we get past round 200, then a bad is guaranteed. But between rounds 141 and 200, or 199, sorry, apart from round 163, it's highly likely to get a bad, but it's not guaranteed. Ooh, round 200. Is this going to be our fall? Quincy's performed a 360 1 million times. What? Oh, gosh. The first fortified bad was popped, but it was on its last lap, actually. You can see where the fortified ZMGs are, so, like, yep, this was definitely our killer here, our Achilles heel. But Quincy made it, like, probably 90% of the way through round 200 without any other towers popping balloons. Now, that is thoroughly impressive. So let's see the final score here of Quincy. 360,966,053 pops. That is brilliant, honestly. Well done, Quincy. Every Quincy fan should be watching this and think, yep, this is what Quincy can do. And Achilles heel on this particular custom map is round 200. I'm not too sure if this is the longest map ever created in a map editor scenario, but this is definitely up there. I think the map editor creator made it so that hopefully with the ovals, it takes the balloons a slightly longer amount of time in order to get to the other end, to try and make it as bend as much as possible while using as little amount of nodes in order to get from one end to the other. And then obviously when you get up here, and then it goes over there. Like, that's brilliant. Thank you very much, Quincy. And yeah, do you still like my spam of villages here that I promised not to do at the beginning of this video, even though we kind of run out of things to do here? Like, the Energizer is only there for the ability global reductions. Obviously, our overclock there was here when the Ultra Boost was not active. It was really bizarred out, actually, because of the fact that, well, the overclock ran about the same amount of time as the Ultra Boost does, when that shouldn't be the case. The overclock should only run for like 50% or 60% of the time, but maybe with Energizer kind of off-kilted that. Then obviously our 2 towers here, plus the support generic from earlier that stole pops. So thank you all so much for watching. We lost to a fortified DDT. Usually ultra late game, you either lose to a fortified bad or a fortified DDT. Thank you all so much for watching, and thank you to Regrow for creating this map, along with going for a huge achievement yourself, going over into the 700s when it came to getting all the Paragons and a VTSG and a Zeely as well. Yeah, when it comes to like a 8 tower chimps round 200 scenario, the only hero you could probably put down is a Zeely because of round 200. Thank you all so much for watching. Let me know what you thought of this video down in the comment sections below. This is not going to be a video that I'm going to make too often because of the the absurd long name for actually trying to record this. Thank you all so much for watching, and take care of yourselves, everybody.